Today we're going to be talking about my super cool tool that will allow you to get a message from your pet on the other side. All right, so I've got a tool that I want to teach you that you can use to connect with your pet that has crossed over. I believe through my many years of having been an animal communicator and communicating psychically with animals that are alive and also animals that have crossed over, that it is easy for people to receive messages from their animals on the other side if they know what to look for. And that's why I want to teach you this tool. I know that when you're missing your pet on the other side, it can feel lonely and your house feels empty and it's kind of hard to wake up in the morning. I know when my dog Bella died, my husband and we didn't know what to do with ourselves. We were kind of walking around the house going, it just felt so weird and empty and surreal. I literally didn't, we went to the gym. We ended up going to the gym because we didn't know how to handle it. We didn't know what to do. And I'm sure that if you're missing your animal, you're feeling the same way, that grief and that sadness. And it doesn't matter that it's an animal that you're missing versus a human. If you love your animal and if you love animals like I do, it's an equal thing. My grief is just as big for a human or an animal that's important to me. So I want to tell you a story about this girl that was one of my clients that used this technique to connect with her cat that had crossed over. Her mom brought her to me, and she was very upset. She was grieving, and in a really big way. And the nice thing about kids is that they don't hold back their grief the way we adults do. So this little girl, she was like 8 or 9, her grieving was so big, her mom knew she had to do something. So her mom brought her to me, and I connected with the cat, and the cat is actually the one who brought up this method. And when the little girl used the method, she woke up the next morning and said to her mom that her cat had visited. And she'd actually been awake all night with her cat, petting her cat on the bed. And she was able to touch her cat and actually pet the cat. Now, this is an extreme version of the tool that I'm going to teach you because not everybody is as open. Little kids are more open intuitively. They're more open to their emotions. They're more sensitive than we as adults are. So she got to experience the extreme awesomeness of the tool. As adults, we probably won't go there. In fact, I have never had this experience happen to me. I do it in a different way. Even though I'm open, I'm not open like a little kid is. Okay, so here's the tool. It's very simple. This is what the little girl did. This is what I advise many of my clients to do. When we are grieving, we cannot, our vibration is lower. We're more sad. We're heavier. And when we're heavy, it's very hard for an animal to connect in with us and give us messages. So I'll explain it like this, and this is what I always say when I'm teaching my animal communication classes. Animals' vibration is here. They've mastered unconditional love. They're here. This is pretty high. Humans, we have not mastered unconditional love. We're here. So in order for an animal and a human to connect intuitively, the animal has to kind of dip down, and we have to be in an awesome place, really manage our energy well, just be like good in the zone, and we come up. So we connect, the message comes through, and then we go back to our respective vibrations. When we are grieving, now human is down here. So to be able to cross this divide, connect up is very hard. And as a result, when people are grieving deeply, they are actually not as open to receiving a message or a sign from their animal on the other side as they would be otherwise, which is crazy because when you're grieving, what do you want the most? You want that animal back. You want a message or a sign from them. However, when we're deeply grieving, we're not in a place to be able to receive that because we want it so badly. And when you want something so badly, you're kind of closing up your communication tubes. Your intuition is getting closed up as well. So we need to circumvent that. And here's how you circumvent it. It's really simple. This is not anything fancy, but it does work. Before you go to bed at night, sit there in bed, call on your animal. So if it was me, I would say, okay, Bella, I would love for you to visit tonight. I love you. Imagine Bella. I would imagine Bella with me. I just think of her. You don't have to do anything fancy. You just can think of the animal that you want to hear from. And then that's it. Now, the key is to have a paper and pen by your bed and let it rest there. The idea is that Bella will come and visit, and I will wake up and half asleep, I'll write down whatever it is that happens. Now, it can take several days depending on how big your grief is for the animal to show up. But there's a difference here because when it's a visitation, meaning you said, I'd love to get a message from you, I'd love to hear from you tonight, and Bella's coming through specifically to be like, all right, Danielle wants a connection, here we go. When it's that type of situation where when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, that's so weird. I feel like I was just with Bella. I feel like I just saw her. When you're like that, that's a visitation. In a visitation, which is what we're asking for, which is what the little girl had with the cat, in a visitation, there's this surreal feeling to it. The animal always shows up in a healthy, wonderful way. They're basically saying, hey, I'm good, I'm here, I'm on the other side, I'm happy. They don't show up sickly or upset or angry. If something like that happens and you wake up and it feels more like a bad dream, that's what it is. It's a bad dream. But when there's this surreal feeling and it's like the two of you just being together kind of thing, this is the visitation. But what happens is our brain says, oh, that can't be real. Oh, that's not right. Oh, our brain goes down that road. So what we have to do is have the pen and paper there so that as soon as you wake up, you're going to write down what happened. Now, again, I'm going to emphasize it may take several days or even a little longer depending on your grief, or it may be right away. All you needed to know was to open up to this to have it happen. It's different for every person depending on their relationship with the animal, what they need to receive from the animal, where their grief is, that kind of thing. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear what your visitations are. Ask me any questions. And that's it. All right.